Among us who has seen LeBron James play on several occasions. Jay Billis is here to give us some perspective. Jay, how good is LeBron James?
Well, simply put, Dan, LeBron James is the best high school basketball player I have ever seen. And I think as a 17-year-old, he's better than Kobe Bryant was at the same age. Why? Because he is just as skilled as Kobe Bryant was, but he is more physically imposing. At 6'7", 235 pounds, he is a man right now, and he's got an extraordinary skill level. He's also a brilliant passer, a guy that can play with other people, find teammates, and create shots for others. He's got a maturity level that most kids his age just don't have, and he will be, without a doubt, the first pick in the draft.
So by now, I would hope you would know that there's a guy in the NBA named LeBron James. He is currently in his 17th season and is still unanimously known as one of the best players in the NBA today. He currently leads the league in assists and is in conversations for winning MVP in his 17th season at 35 years old. This is unheard of, but really when you think about it, it's just in line with his entire life. Because even back when he was in high school, LeBron was without a doubt one of the biggest names in the country at the time, and had unbelievably high expectations, even at 16 years old. He was on the cover of Slam magazine, had countless interviews, and was expected to be the NBA's next star, even before his senior year of high school. But in that senior year, everybody would get a chance to see this dude LeBron James, and if all the hype surrounding him was for a good reason. And so today, we're going to be taking a look back at LeBron in high school, some of his accomplishments during that time, and we're going to be taking a look back at the game where he put everybody on notice for what was coming next. But before we begin, if you're new here, I'm Double D. I'm a huge basketball fan and I make NBA videos here on YouTube. So if you're also an NBA fan, or just a basketball fan in general, feel free to hit the sub button and click the bell to be notified when I upload more videos just like this one. Alright, let's get into the video. So LeBron James has always been at the top of the basketball world. Ever since he was a freshman in high school, he's always been under the microscope of the media. But his story in basketball goes back just a little bit before. Because when he was 9 years old, his mom Gloria thought it would be a good idea to have him move in with the local football coach Frank Walker. Due to their living situation not really being the best, with her struggling to find stable work and them moving from apartment to apartment, she thought that would be a more stable environment for him to be living in. And so he moved in with their family, and Walker introduced LeBron to the sport of basketball. And from there, he started playing in an AAU league and found success even early on. And he would eventually choose to attend St. Vincent St. Mary High School. And this is when LeBron would show that he wasn't like other kids his age. In addition to being nearly 6'3" in his freshman year of high school, he also showed the unbelievable level of skill that he had. Because in his freshman year of high school, LeBron averaged 21 points and 6 rebounds, and led the team to a 27-0 record before playing in the Division III state championship. And this would also make them the only boys high school team in Ohio that season to finish with a flawless record. And they went on to win that state championship game, with LeBron showing scouts for the first time that he was something special and most likely the next star in the making. As after this game, he would receive his first major attention from both scouts and the media. His sophomore year is becoming more and more apparent that he would likely be in the NBA one day, because at just 15 years old, LeBron in his sophomore year of high school averaged 25.2 points, 7.2 rebounds, 5.8 assists, and 3.8 steals a game. He led the Fighting Irish to a 26-1 record, and they again won the state championship. LeBron was subsequently named Mr. Ohio Basketball and selected to the USA Today All-USA First Team. And he was the only sophomore in history to do either of those, and he did them both. He was later featured in Slam magazine and had people legitimately questioning if he would leave high school early for the NBA, with LeBron eventually confirming that he had planned to finish out high school first.
I never considered that, it wasn't even the thought, you really can't even do that. I don't want to go through that. I want to graduate with my class. I got 3 best friends, Drew, Willie, and Shion. And high school you can't come back to. And prom you can't come back to.
In his junior year of high school, he would average 29 points, 8.3 rebounds, 5.7 assists, and 3.3 steals a game, while leading the Fighting Irish to a 23-4 record. He was once again named to the USA Today All-USA First Team, and again named Mr. Ohio Basketball. And he became the first junior to be named the Gatorade National Player of the Year. His senior year, he'd stepped up just a little, if that was even possible, but during his senior year, he averaged 31.6 points, 9.6 rebounds, 4.6 assists, and 3.4 steals. But during that year, he had possibly one of the most anticipated games for a high school player. Because on December 12th, 2002, St. Vincent St. Mary played against Oak Hill Academy, who at the time was the #1 high school team in the entire country. 11,523 people piled into the arena to watch these two teams play. 11,000 people showed up to a high school basketball game. And this was the first nationally televised game that LeBron would ever play, as the game was broadcast on ESPN2. This was the first nationally televised regular season high school game in 13 years. And so began what might have been one of the most anticipated high school basketball games of all time. And so, what happened?
Still 7. This is the shooter, Corey Jones. And there's James with a follow.
It's because they may come for academic reasons or competition.
Stolen by Brandon Weems.
He's the truth.
In transition, finally an opportunity to show the elevation, the windmill, the creativity, the extension.
Great players. I've seen McGrady in high school and Grant Hill. And
Feel about all that.
Are you serious? Are you serious? Are you serious?
James leading the Irish out. They were down big early, but there's another no-look feed.
There's what we're talking about. Instincts. Feel for the game. UConn, look at this right here. Beating them one-on-one.
The strength of the lower legs, the explosiveness.
Sophomore got beat as a junior.
That's beautiful.
He's going in deep. Once he gets the ball in that deep, he's automatic all the time. Great vision.
The ball's an extension of his mind.
He knew he had that one too. Kids not come to college in the first place if you put that restriction in. James with certainly the ability to make it look like he can go to the next level.
Or off of him, make that choice for him.
And all those leeches, leave the kid alone. All those that want to sell t-shirts and bobblehead dolls and make money off them.
LeBron put on an absolute show in the game, scoring 31 points, grabbing 13 rebounds, and dishing out 6 assists. The Fighting Irish would blow out the Warriors. By the way, the Oak Hill's mascot is the Warrior, so he's been playing the Warriors his entire life. But they would end up beating the Warriors 65-45 and close the game on a 20-5 run, with scouts and analysts both being absolutely amazed at what they just saw, and how developed he already was for a 17-year-old. Bill Walton, who was calling the game, said, "I came here with high expectations. I'm leaving even more impressed than I could have ever believed. This guy has the complete package." Dick Vitale, who was also calling the game, said, "What I saw awed me. His understanding of how to play, his explosiveness, his size, and his passing ability. He's so reminiscent of Magic. He has the very unique ability to make people around him better." And Steve Smith, the coach of Oak Hill, saying, "I've had great players. He's the best I've ever seen. But I said that 2 years ago. He's off the charts and he made his team a lot better than us tonight." Reminder that he has coached 28 McDonald's All-Americans and 17 NBA players. And that's what he had to say about 17-year-old LeBron James. So it was safe to say that the LeBron mania was at an all-time high, with normal fans now being able to see for themselves a young star in the making. Because you also have to keep in mind that this is 2002, the internet is not even close to what it is today, and there's no YouTube, and so you kind of just had to see it for yourself to believe it. And people did believe, as LeBron is still regarded as possibly the greatest high school prospect of all time, with the only other person really in the conversation being Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. To get an idea of how hyped up LeBron James actually was, consider that he had a $90 million shoe contract waiting for him when he got drafted, which at the time was the largest initial brand deal for any athlete ever. And it would later be reported that Reebok at the time had offered a $115 million contract. $115 million for a 17-year-old kid. Which, for all of you wondering, would be $161 million in today's money. But he turned them down for Nike. LeBron has been in the spotlight his entire life ever since he was 14 years old. And he's lived up to every expectation that everyone had for him. And more. This guy has been towards the top of the media since I was 2. I am 20 now, and he is still a talking point in the media even after all these years. And when you want to point to where everybody found out about that kid LeBron James, you can point to a high school game on December 12th, 2002, where he put the entire sports world on notice for what was coming next. But with all that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Subscribe if you're new, hit the bell to be notified when I upload, comment down below what you want to see next, and as always, I'll see you guys on the next one.
I think it's no pressure for me. I think if I come out and play my game and get my team involved in the game, it's a lot of notoriety for me and my teammates, but I just go out, play my game every night and give it our all. And if we give it 110% like we did tonight, it's no pressure for us.
Your performance, you came out, it looked like you started slowly, relied a little bit too much on the jump shot. How did you calm yourself down?
Well, at halftime, our team was telling me I need to go inside a little bit more because the player that was guarding me had 3 fouls at halftime. So I said, anything it takes to win for our teammates. They told me to get inside, and I did that for our team, and we came out with a victory.
What's next for you? What do you have to improve upon when you want to take your game to the next level?
Well, it's all about just getting better every day. Of course, defensive-wise and getting your jump shot better to perfection. But it's just getting better every day for our team and for myself.